Okay, this is the third form test on topic 6 to 8, which is probability, Surds, Pythagoras and Trig. Here's question 1. Question 1 solution. I think this one's fairly self-explanatory. 20 sweets, 7 out of 20, 9 over 20 and 0. Question 2. Okay, right, remember, question 2 answer. The sort of the crocodile mouth, they have to add up to a whole. So the chance of Amy winning is 3/4, not winning is the rest, that's a quarter. Same here, 1/3 and 2/3. Now work out the probability wins exactly one game. So think of the branches, it's Amy winning and then not winning. So that's 3/4, then 2/3. It's 3/4 and then not winning. So it's and, so that's timesing. 3/4 times 2/3. Other option, Amy not winning and then Amy winning. So a quarter and a third. So it's a quarter times a third. Now at the end of the day, we don't mind whether it's those branches or those branches. It doesn't matter if it's that option or that option. That's why we add those together. 6/12 add a 12th, 7/12. I think part C is a bit long to explain, so I'll just leave you to have a bit of a ponder. If you can't do that bit, not to worry, that is extremely difficult and we'll revisit that in years to come. Question 3. Question 3 solution, same idea. 0.7 add 0.3, that's a whole. 0.4 and 0.6, that's a whole. Okay, chances of, work out the probability that one of the two girls will pass the test. Okay, so it's either pass, fail or fail, pass. They're the two options. So it's pass and then fail, so 0.7 times 0.6, fail and then pass, 1/3 times a quarter, but we don't mind whether it's this or this. When it's an or, you add. When it's an and, you times. Question 4. Question 4 solution. Remember, you just do the usual FOIL, multiply out. First term multiplies both terms in the second bracket, then second term multiplies both terms. Write them all out. Middle two cancel. Square root of 9 is 3. Square root of 4 is 2. 3 take away 2 is 1. Question 5. Question 5 solution. Right, remember what we do here. Picture yourself at the angle and label at the triangle opposite, adjacent and hypotenuse. Tick the two we know or need to know. That's opposite and adjacent. Now opposite and adjacent is tan. You need to have that little Sokotoa rhyme, okay? But opposite over adjacent is tan. So tan 38 equals x over 8.5. Multiply 3 by 8.5. You get the answer 6.64. Question 6. Question 6 solution. Same idea. Picture yourself at the angle, label up O, A and H. Opposite, adjacent, adjacency next to you, and hypotenuse. Okay, tick the two we know or need to know. We know the adjacent and the hypotenuse, A and H, so it's a cos question. Cos x is 3.9 over 4.7. How do you undo a times the cos? You inverse cos both sides. So x is inverse cos 3.9 over 4.7, 33.923, 33.9 to 1 decimal place. Question 7. Now well, have a go first. The secret here is just to ignore that bit, so you just treat it as a normal Pythagoras triangle question. Remember, it's Pythagoras because no angles are known apart from the right angle. Now it's Pythagoras, we're working out one of the shorter sides, so it's a taking away question, and then so the side we need to know, CD squared is 17 squared, take away 10 squared. Follow that through, you get 13.7. Question 8 to finish is, and that's just a bog standard Pythagoras question. Again, why is it Pythagoras? Because we don't know any angles apart from the right angle. This time we're working out the longer side, the hypotenuse, so it's an adding Pythagoras question. YZ squared is the square of the two sides. Follow that through. 3.62 to 3 sig figs. Remember, sig figs means how many digits in your answer in total. So 1, 2, 3. We don't round up because the next digit is not 5 or above. Hope that helps. See you.